I'm back again for another Wonky line mission, starting here in Podington, a village 30 miles exactly north of the Pitstone windmill. I have 2 days to get there. I have no map, no compass, no GPS, and no knowledge of the terrain between me and the windmill. So as usual with these missions, I've got no clue where I am. Well, I know where I'm starting, obviously I got here, but I don't know anything about the terrain between me and the finish point. Let's call it the windmill. I'm aiming for the windmill, so let's call it what it is. So no big mystery of which way to go at the moment. There's a road that just heads in roughly the right direction here. Got a feeling I'll be on the road for a little while. Hopefully I can find some nice footpaths. That's kind of the idea of these missions. I don't want to just be following the roads and road signs all day long. I want to be getting out into the countryside. So there's not going to be much to it at the moment. Just a quick jaunt down here. Okay, first question of the day. There's a sign. Village only. So that is a public road. Or I can go down this way. That looks a bit quieter. Let's go that way. It does look like it bends back down to the south, but this is going south, so why not? Let's get through a nice quiet village road. Here we go, got a footpath. It's okay. Yeah, we'll go here. This is okay. Ooh, I lost that. All right, man at work. Ooh. Ooh. Morning. Yeah. There we go. The report of the conditions. Beautiful but sludgy. That's an apt description for most of the UK this time of year, I think. Beautiful but sludgy. There you go. So a lot of you will be wondering, what is a Wonky line mission? I'm aware many of my subscribers still haven't seen my missions. They've just seen my camping or the build videos. There is going to be some camping in this. I've got a camp tonight in a completely random location that I have no idea where I'm going to end up. Because to be clear, on a Wonky line mission, I have no plans. The only plan I have is where I start and where I finish. Everything in between is completely unknown. I haven't looked at the map to see the terrain. I don't know what obstacles are there, just what my sort of knowledge is of the local area. In this case, I haven't been on any of these routes before, other than right at the end. I have been to the Pitstone windmill one time before in the past, and that was coming from Ivanhoe Beacon and just going back around, but I didn't actually go north of it, so I don't know any of the pathways there. I just know what I'm looking for. The only obstacle that I know that I'm going to hit at some point is the M1 motorway. I don't know whether it's going to be today or tomorrow. I don't know how I'm going to be crossing that at all. Hopefully I get lucky and I come across a path that gets me under or over it in some way. If not, I'm going to be struggling to find somewhere like that, because obviously I won't be running across the motorway at any time. That is not a safe choice, running across the motorway. So yeah. Now this is a conundrum, guys. I believe I was on a footpath that felt very much like a footpath. It did appear to be one. But this is not signposted in any way, shape or form. I've got a track that cuts across what I thought was my path. Yeah, this is one of the issues actually with a Wonky line mission. If I had my map with me, I could just crack it out and I could have a look. Am I on a footpath? Have I messed up and got lost? If I am on a footpath, which way does it go? But yeah, this is... I have a feeling like the middle bit of this is a footpath. I've just got to go with the instinct. I think this here is a... Yeah, I'd like to think this is a footpath. There looks like some level of foot traffic here. I think I can see some footprints and potentially some like horseshoe prints as well. So yeah, I'm going to stick with this. Oh, well, that's interesting. Wow, why are there cables here? So that's a public footpath, that's a bridleway. Does that mean I can continue on here? That's confusing, isn't it? Ooh, these farmers, man. These farmers. No, look, cheeky farmers. Look at this. They've put cables across here as if to say, I can't walk this. But there is a thing saying this is still a public footpath. And they're trying to keep me off this. Ooh, you farmers, man. You're a tricky lot. I guess this might be you're annoyed about maybe cyclists cycling along here. Now, I'm aware there's rules. Cyclists on bridleway, footpath is for foot traffic. And I guess maybe they were a bit annoyed about like horses or cyclists going along the footpaths. But I mean, is that really a big problem to be putting these big cables up? Ooh, I've seen a video of some cyclists just trying to cut across some sort of track. I don't know if it's somebody's property or not, but they'd put a cable up like that. They'd put a little bit of something on it to make it a tiny bit more visible. And these poor cyclists just went up, boosh, straight into it and got KO'd basically. I mean, that's completely unnecessary, really, if we think about it. If you've done that deliberately, that's nasty. But by all means, put a gate up or something, put a few blocks there to let people see that there's an obstacle and slow them down at least. I mean, geez, it's like you're trying to get somebody hurt. Now, what's that noise? Is that an airplane? Or a glider? Or is it actually a farmer? I don't really know. It's an airplane. Woo! Look at that, guys. As good as my view is, I bet his view's better. Look at that. Right, well there's a way through here, but this just ended. Looks like I'm not going to be going south anymore. I mean, a sign? I'm pretty certain I was on a footpath at the start and there was no turns until this bit here. I mean, if at any point you want to put a sign up, Mr. Farmer, feel free. Jeez, I mean, just a post, just something. Like, is there one and I just can't see it? If so, you haven't put it well enough. I'm going to go this way. I think like the track might just bend here. Oh, it's a proper annoyance, that is. But at the end of the day, I'll be doing no harm to anyone's land or property. So if I end up not on the footpath, so be it. This looks promising, guys. I can see what looks like maybe a post with something to do with a footpath, but I don't know. Certainly this feels walked on. But I'm coming to the end of this, whatever it is. Potentially I just have to go around this, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't say it's a footpath, but nonetheless it looks like it is. Got a big sign saying no horses, and there's definitely some horse marks here, so somebody's been ignoring that. Yeah, this is actually wood chipped. Wow, that's a pleasant path. That's definitely worked out. I think I might be slightly east of the line. I feel like at the start I was heading eastward. I'm now heading slightly westward, but I think that's all good. I think I'm actually on a nice route here. Right, okay. Where do I go from here? Can I see a footpath the other side? Oh, I don't see anything. I clearly was still on the footpath, which is quite good. I managed to make that work. I have no idea where the next footpath is. And this road does not go north-south, it goes east-west, so yeah. So, public right-of-way. This public right-of-way is coming off at an angle on this road and leading to the northwest. And then obviously this road that I've just been walking on leads to the east. That makes me think that if there's a right-of-way anywhere, it'll be the other way. So I'm going to have to backtrack a little bit. It happens. I'm going to end up walking back past where I just was, and yeah, I think the other way is probably a better call. I'm getting looked. He's giving me a right look. What's this fool doing? Cheers, everyone. And I guess now's as good a time as any to address the next question. I've told you what a wonky line mission is, but why a wonky line mission? Well, it's pretty straightforward. I've been camping and hiking for years throughout England and Wales, and something that's always been the case is I've had to plan my routes, figure out where we're going to camp, and that means usually not just a primary camping spot, but a secondary and maybe even a backup to that. And that's for every night as well. So I've got to go through, do a lot of research, figure everything out. And then on the day when we're walking around, I've got to have my head in my phone, looking at where we are, figuring out where we're going next, trying to figure out what on earth OS Maps is actually telling me, because let's face it, OS Maps is shockingly bad. And so it's always switching between OS Maps and satellite view on Google Maps, and it's a lot of just looking at my phone, which is not really what I've come out to do a hike for. So I had a good think, and after being inspired by GeoWizard with his straight line missions, I thought to myself, what can I do to get out and have some level of challenge and adventure like he does, but where I don't have to be following a bit of technology the whole time. And thus was born the Wonky Line missions. I can come out here, and the whole gag of it all is to not have that in front of me and to just wing it, just be like, not have a plan at all. I went full hog. I could have tried to plan out a route, try to follow it and see how it went, but I thought no plan at all, just where am I going to start, where am I going to finish, and leave everything else up to just what happens and see what goes and have an adventure that way. And it's brilliant actually, because I don't know what's coming next, so everything's a bit of a surprise. Sometimes it's a bit boring, yes, because there's just walking through more and more trees, or just a muddy path like I've just been going through. It's interesting in its own right, I guess. But yeah, it's just fantastic to have that kind of surprise of what's going to happen next, but also just not to have my head in my phone, but to be able to look around and to enjoy what I see. And with a Wonky Line mission, looking around is the key to it actually. So it forces me to look around and really pay attention to what's around me. And we often don't do that in this day and age. We've all got ahead in our phone or in the technology. This is a chance for me to basically break that pattern and just get out and enjoy it. Well, I've been waffling on long enough now, so I'm going to get my lunch eaten so I can crack on with this adventure. In the meantime, make sure you like and subscribe, and if you can, share the video with somebody. I always ask it, but it's something that I really hope you guys do, because the more the merrier, really. I love sharing my experience with you, and if I can share it with as many people as possible, then that's obviously way better. So yeah, do share the video if you can, but make sure you like and subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me, and I really appreciate the people who've already done so. Every one of you who's made the time to comment and to subscribe, I really appreciate you. And you know who you are. You're some fantastic people out there. You really are. So many of you now who've been commenting, especially on my Blue Lagoon video. There was quite a lot of comments from some of you that I'd never had a comment from before, but I haven't heard anything from you since. So make sure you're commenting below. I'd love to hear from you again. And anyone who's sitting there thinking, no, he probably doesn't want to hear from me, I do. I want to hear from you. Let me know what you're thinking. Sit rep, guys. I've just come down that path from where I was having lunch up there, and there was a sign saying that was the way of the footpath, as if I was coming from this way. So I've come down this way, but then there's what looks like a house there, so I think that might have been the wrong way. There is a board over here saying something, but I can't see from here what that is. So yeah, that just goes back where I was. So I don't know. I'm going to go down to the house. I'm going to go through. I don't know if I'm supposed to be there or not, and just hope I don't get aggro from anybody. I mean, I'm not doing any harm, let's face it, but also don't want to be going through somebody's garden. Everyone's entitled to their privacy. Yeah, the run through the poor gent's garden on geowizards and the Fieldhouse lads when they were racing across the Isle of Man. Yeah, I think Tom said it himself. It was a bit across the line, really. I'm like, yeah, you think? Right past the poor guy's window. He's just there washing up or whatever, and it's like there's tons of guys just running past through your garden. Yeah, that's gonna put you in a good mood. Oh dear. This one's not really solely my doing though. I might be okay, I might not. There's not really a lot to tell me. I mean, let's face it. This car's parked there. This looks like it's not going to necessarily go straight through a garden or anything. And as long as I'm not having to climb through the actual garden itself or over any kind of high fences, I'll be okay. Whew. This might even be public road here. I don't know. I don't know what this is. Is this public bit of road? It might be, actually. Oh, Christ. All that worrying for nothing. Look, here we go, signage. How amazing to live somewhere like this. Well, through the other side, I guess I'll just be following along here for a while. Just going to look for some landmarks in the meantime. I don't think I've got any problems about being able to see where I'm going from here on out. There's definitely a church over there, and I can see the wind turbines. Don't think I'll lose them at all. Well, I've got another decision here. I've got a footpath that goes to the right here through the fields, or I can stay on the road and go through the village. Which to do? I've got a little rubbish to get rid of, so a public bin wouldn't be too bad. I'm going to take the risk and go through the village, because I can actually be a bit faster on the tarmac at the moment. And also these villages here are really picturesque actually, so yeah, well worth just having a little explore. I've seen plenty of countryside already. Well, this is an interesting one, guys. I've just come down this road and I could have swore I was travelling more to the east again, but this church would say other things to me. I'm pretty sure that makes that east and that south, which means I'm well off my line. Or I've got turned around somehow. Yeah. So I'm going to carry on that way and see what happens. Jackpot, guys. It's the trifecta. I've got a church to show me what direction I'm going in. I've got bin with recycling to put all my junk in when I'm finished. A place to sit with the shop as well. So actually, it's not even trifecta. I've got a quadfecta, whatever you call that. I've got all four things. I've got a shop to buy a few bits in, place to put all the rubbish at the end, a nice comfy chair, and a church to show me the direction I'm going. I mean, what a great place to just rock up to in the middle of a mission. I think going for the road and not the footpath was absolutely the job. And a new subscriber potentially from the shop here. Lavendon, the Lavendon convenience store. There you go. So that's where I'm in Lavendon. I think out of these two ways, I think left is the way for me to go. Which way would you go? I'll hold on for a second before the map comes up. Have a little guess. Okay, and now you can see where I am. And you'll know if I'm right or wrong to take that road, but I'm going to go left. I'm going to go left. Yeah, it's been great actually. That little stop in Lavendon. The lady in the shop was lovely. Didn't catch her name to be fair, but shout out to you if you're watching this. And yeah, it's been lovely just to get a little bit of weight off the pack, but also get a little extra drink into me, and a quick whisper gold as well. Ooh, nothing better than a chocky bar to put me in high spirits. Oh, and I've got a little one tucked in here, ready for a bit later too. So yeah, it's all going really well at the moment. Obviously, that could change in the blink of an eye, but at the moment, things are looking up. I've just made it to this sign here, and that tells me that that road there is the one that I decided not to go down, or at least something that comes from that way. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty confident I should have gone right and not left from the shop, and I would have been here a little bit quicker. I don't think it's made a huge dent in anything, but yeah, that's mildly annoying. Well, this is brilliant, guys. I don't know whether I'm on a path that I'm supposed to be or not now. I was definitely on a bridleway. There were signs and everything, and then all of a sudden I walked past a sign that says private, and it's like, well, what's private? This bit? That bit? Doesn't make any sense. I followed it along a little way, and now there's no more signage, and I don't know which way to go back over there. And I'm just too near the buildings. It's running really late now. I'm still near the water. I've got a couple of places I could probably get access to it, but I'd really like to be heading in that direction over there. But I really don't know what way I'm supposed to be following the path. And if I do decide to go off piste and go up there, sort of off track, then although there's a way across over there on a bridge, I don't know that I fancy doing that in view of the buildings back there. At least over here I'm not really visible to them. To be fair, I could camp around these parts. There are some places that could work. It's fairly sheltered here from the wind at least. I'm not entirely sure what I was supposed to do. Am I supposed to go over this? Is this what I was supposed to do? Private, no access there. And then a stile. But where on the green earth does this go? I couldn't even tell you. I mean, they have just abandoned all sense of signs here. Where does that lead me? I don't know. God, put a sign up. Oh, my feet, they've felt better. I'm tired. My feet are hurting. Ooh. It's the back end of the day. I can't really be bothered to deal with all this. No. This is the worst bit of the day, really, to be dealing with all this, but this is how it works. So there's a gate here and a little bridge. Oh, there's two little bridges here. That makes me think there might be a path up that way. I'm surely not supposed to be here, but if this little bridge isn't the way to get water, I don't know what it is. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Can I walk on that? Yep. Okay. Oh, just the little opening. I don't need a full bag. A little bit of water pressure should fill this thing up well. It's mostly done. Yeah, I did it. Well, this is where it gets a bit shady, guys. I've topped up the water in that little stream and I'm 99% sure I'm not supposed to be here, but I'm going to make it up here if I can to the trees and see how I go. Yeah, there's a little track here. I don't think this is a footpath. I think this is just a track the farmer might use, but no one should be out this time of night. Oh, yeah, my right foot is got a little bit of pain on the bottom. Yeah. Oh, I think something's been rubbing. I'll figure that out later. For now, I've just got to push on. Right, well, I followed this track up. It's obviously the access track to the wind farm. There's a car parked up ahead. I don't know if that's on a public road or if it's a farm on the field. I did just see a dog running around. Looks like a car and a van, maybe. Perhaps that's like a public parking point. I really hope it is, because I don't need any confrontations right now. I'm most certainly running out of light. How it's still like right now, I don't know. It's gone 20 past 6. This is getting ridiculous now. I need trees, I need cover and fuel. I really need trees. But those vehicles look like they're parked in the middle of a field, so I'm pretty sure I'm about to get some grief from somebody who spots me. Especially as I'm carrying my water. It's pretty obvious what I'm about to do. That's not good. Let's switch angles and put the water carrier the other way. Hopefully they just don't notice me. Pretty sure their vehicle's to do with the turbine. They might be in there, they might be fixing it. That one's shut down. As the other ones are going so fast, I don't think that's shut down because the power isn't needed. I think that's shut down because they're doing maintenance on it. And that makes sense if there's 2 vehicles there and I can't see anybody around. And maybe what I saw wasn't a dog but a deer. There's lots of deer around. So yeah, unfortunately this track didn't take me close enough to them trees. So I'm just going to keep on for now. I may be walking into the darkness here to try to find a place I can camp in. I think this track might bend to the left past the cars. I think I'll take it and head for them trees to my left. I don't know if you can see much now. The light is fading quite a bit, but I don't really want to put your lights on right now. The thing is, camping near these things with this guys on them working is not a cool idea. I need to get away from these. This is not so good. There's some trees in the corner over there. I just don't know what I can and cannot get away with here. I'm going to be so annoyed if there's more water where I end up. This water's so heavy. Just added like, I don't know, 4 or 5 kilos to weight. And my feet are not happy with that. Yeah, TRG wind. So there, to do with that. I'll probably get told if one of them spots me. But I've got a feeling they're inside working. Yeah. Yeah, I see no one in the vehicle, so I think I'm okay. And there's not much I can do other than tell me to get off the property, which, let's face it, I'm about to do. Right, well, looks like I'm safe. So I'm just going to carry on towards these trees and hope that maybe there's something far enough away from this track that I won't get seen when them guys leave. Because obviously they're still working. I don't know how long they're working for. They could be working into the night for all I know. But last thing I want is to start my fire and have one of these guys driving by. Right guys, the light has basically gone. There's like a little bit left. You can probably tell the sky's still just a little bit sort of lit up, but I mean, I'm in the absolute middle of nowhere. There's very little tree cover here, but I do have some trees and therefore some fuel, and it is protecting me from the prevalent wind at the moment. Hopefully it stays that way throughout the night. There is a sort of flat spot just here on some relatively soft ground, to be honest, and it's not boggy or anything. So yeah, I mean, that's it's the best I've got. I've got to start camping here. So yeah, I'm going to get the tent up, start collecting some wood, and I'll see you in a little bit. Yeah, got to get the old get the stove out. So I brought a bit of pre-made food with me today. This is a little bit of lamagin, a little bit of Turkish stuff that I've made prior, had it frozen for a few days, actually a few weeks more likely, and a little bit of wort bread just to put it on. But I have a little issue today. I started off and discovered that my, well, I say started off, before I started off, just before, I found out that my steri pen that I use to kind of UV sterilise the water that I drink has completely gone dead, and it won't start up at all. So I'm going to have to boil my water today for when I want to drink it. So that's an added kind of thing that I've got to deal with today. But thankfully I brought a stove, like a fire pit, sorry, instead of a stove. So with a little stove, that would have been an absolute pain because I've been constantly loading it and trying to boil up like 3-4 sort of mugfuls of water would have been a nightmare with the wood. So the fire pit's going to make that a lot easier, so I'm glad I bought that. So cheating as always, just a little bit of fire lighter, why not, eh? It's a bit late in the day for that. My legs are going to start cramping up soon. Alright, let's hope I don't set fire to the tent. One beside that. Right, let's see if I can give you guys a little view. I don't know what you really want to see, but I'll try to show you the fire as I do it. How's that? Yeah, looks alright. I don't think I'm going to get any better than that, to be honest. Alright. If my legs cramp at any point, you'll see me shift rather quickly. But don't panic. It's just it'll just be a cramp from all the walking. Might actually sit back down like this. Oh yeah, straighten out the legs a bit. That's a bit nicer. Well, yeah, that's catching the it's catching the bits all right. Yeah, like right, just to my right over there. There's like I can't count them. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's at least 6 wind turbines just absolutely going at it. But there's one like, I don't know, 100 meters away. It's yeah, it's quite loud, but it's not the worst noise in the world. I don't know what people moan about. I mean, it's somewhere between, I don't know, traffic and like an airport, but just very consistent. I saw a filter in here, saw a squeeze. I've been using this thing for like, I don't know, must be like 10 years or more now. And it just goes on and on, this thing. I think they say something like about 1 million gallons or something that these will do, which is crazy, but I believe them. This thing's never seen me wrong yet. Now the reason it's got the strings on is because quite often I'll just hang this on a tree somewhere and let gravity do the job. But I don't really have the patience for that tonight, so I'm just gonna squeeze it in. Oh, you guys can't even really see what I'm doing. So let's tilt this down a bit. I don't know if you need to see my ugly mug, but essentially, yeah, I'm just squeezing that in. It's actually going quite fast. That's a good sign. That means the water's pretty good quality. The way I tell whether the water's good or not is by how fast that comes out, and that'll tell me how many times I can actually filter the water before I have to start thinking about backwashing it to clean it through. I always carry the syringe thing with me. Woof, that is, hold on, I've got to put my leg out. My knee is so close to the fire, I'm just getting cooked. Right, I think let's go in the clappers, so it's time to put some fat logs on. They're a bit bigger than I meant them to be. Oh dear. Alright, well there's lesson number 1. Always make sure you cut your wood the right size. Oh dear, first mistake of the night, but there you go. I was in a rush. I was trying to get it all cut, ready for the live stream. Oh, I see car lights over there. I'm just going to turn the lights off for a second, guys. That's worrying. Where's the switch? Can you even see me if I do this? Oh, you can just about see me from the light of the fire. To be honest, if I'm down low with the light, I think it'll be alright. I'm going to put the light down here. That might be alright. Yeah, there you go. I think if the light's down low enough, they wouldn't see that. Yeah, it's the high one I'm a bit worried about. Sorry about all the wonky footage. I know it looks pretty good. I'm just going to have a quick little squint over there because I can see but you guys can't see, but I'm just going to be back in 2 ticks, okay? I just need to check on the situation. Shit. Those lights are getting closer, guys. I'm turning this light off. That is freaking me out. So essentially it could just be the guys who are working on the wind farm, but I had to climb a fence to get here, or rather a gate, and yeah, that is a little bit worrying that they're driving around near me. They're definitely getting closer. There were 2 vehicles by one of the wind turbines, and I think that's because they were fixing it, but there was nobody about, so I assume they're in the wind turbine doing the fixing. I figured I might see them, you know, just on their way out, but they should be not pointing the lights this way. They should be heading off in another direction. That looks like somebody parked up at the gate that I climbed over, and it might be that they're coming up to one of these other wind turbines. That's a bit of a problem. I'm wondering how visible I am. Right, I'll bring you guys with me. I'm gonna do a little recce over there. Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about that. I don't know if you guys can see anything at all, so I'm not sure it's worth even taking with me other than having the sounds. But yeah, yeah, thankfully somehow I can have enough light just to see by. I just want to get near this to see what's going on. There's definitely, yeah, they're definitely parked up with their lights. I don't know if I show you. You might. Can you see that just flashing? Yeah, that's them. Oh, are they turning away? Or are they coming through? Please go away. Don't come this way. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Sorry if there's not much going on, guys, but that's a bit freaky. The situations we get ourselves in when we're camping somewhere we shouldn't be. We'll walk this way a bit. I don't really want to point the screen at them too much because the screen's actually quite bright. Yeah, I'm concerned they can see my fire. Yeah, I'm very concerned that they can see my fire. They're definitely coming this way. Jesus.